Hi everyone, and welcome to my next project, which is to build in 1/35th scale a Crusader Gun Tractor. It's going to be based on this black and white photo, which is the Duntocher Gun Tractor, which was part of the 91st Argyll and Sutherland Highlanders Anti-Tank Regiment. Now, this one particularly landed in Gold Beach back in 27th of June 1944. There were 4 batteries, and I'm assuming because it's A, B, C, D Duntocher that it was the last of the 4 builds batteries, which was the 344th. Now, as you can see from the photo, it still has its wading gear on. It has the top part with the crescent on it, which is popularly known as being an old fireplace hearth. Because obviously metal was hard to come by at this time, so they used whatever metal that they had around. It also has the sides wading gear as well, but what it does lack is the actual exhaust manifold extension that comes over the back. Based on the MOD drawings that you can see now, I'm going to be building that as well. So this is more likely to be based end of June, beginning of July, when the actual vehicle had actually landed on the beaches in Normandy. Now, if that's something of interest to you, I'd love to have you along, and we'll start by using the Italeri Mark II Crusader kit. Just a bog standard kit. Obviously a lot of it isn't going to be used because there's going to be one heck of a lot of scratch building, and to be fair, this is probably the largest scratch building project that I've ever done, so really looking forward to that. But let's have a quick look in the box. You do get some figures if that's your thing. The instructions, very basic, very straightforward. Now we have some decals, which obviously I won't be using because I'm going to be trying copy the markings that are on front of the Duntocher. We have some plastic tracks. They're going to be binned as always, and we'll use some Crusader full model metal tracks. And then we have a couple of sprues there. As far as detailing goes, not too bad. It's not the best, but it will do for me. Very little flash, lots and lots of seam lines, but yeah, no issues at all. So with the kit out of the way, I made a start on the lower hull, put it on the sides. No issues here really at all. If you want to do, if detailing for whatever reason, if it's a burnt out vehicle, etc., then yes, you are going to have to add on some more detailing. But there is a little bit of a start there for you. As you can see, lots of sink marks that would need to be sorted out if you were to go down that road. A little sunken in as well on the plastic, which you have to be careful of. Again, more sink marks, but really this is all on the interior. You're not going to see it, so it's fine. As far as the wheels go, very basic. You just got the little washer in there. They fit straight on the axles, no problem at all. A little bit of sanding there to get all of those awful seam lines off. But they did fit all okay, and then it's just a matter of putting the hubcaps on the front. Also, we have the idlers, which actually go at the front, and the sprockets go at the back on this particular model. But nicely detailed, no issues with putting these together at all. Now we've got some nasty sink marks here, which needed attention, so they would have to be filled. Now on the Duntocher, there is a little bit of a spare armour plate that has been added. So it was just a matter of getting a little bit of plasticard, rounding off the edges, and then getting the velour files, marking off where each part of the semicircle was going to go. If you're into scratch building, try and get yourself a rounded and a straight velour file, because they're fantastic files. They go through plastic like a knife through butter. And here you can see I'm just making those indentations as per the black and white photo, and then once that was done, it was just tidied up with a bit of glue thin and then put on the front. Now the join wasn't the best, even trying to dry fit it still didn't work out too bad, so it was going to be a matter of putting in some filler there, but no big issues there really. You'll also see that I've put some filler on the front for those sink marks, and that'll be sanded back once finished. So now what I had to do was to start removing some of the plastic, because the actual gun tractor has a sunken part within the front of the tank, whereby all the ammunition would be put in all the bits and bobs, because this is primarily an ammunition carrier, because it would probably be towing a 17 pounder at the back, or 25 pounder, so it would be ideal for it to be able to carry ammunition. But there's lots of photos out there of it basically carrying anything and everything, from furniture to stowage, the whole kit and caboodle. So this really was very much a bit of a gopher tank, where it would be carrying everything it can, but primarily its design was to carry ammunition for the 17 or 25 pounder that it was towing. So as you can see, I'm busily cutting away with the Dremel. We don't want to go too close, we just want to use the Dremel to get the majority of the plastic out of the way. And then once the main sections were done, it was a matter of just going a little bit closer to the edges and getting the last of those parts out. And what we want to do is basically go 50-50, so you're going to keep the back end, but the front end is being taken out altogether. Now, as you saw from the beginning of the video, I've got quite a lot of reference material, so it was just a matter of keep going back and checking on the reference to make sure that everything was being cut away in the right places. Unfortunately, there's no museum piece that actually shows the lower part. The one at Overloon only shows the top half. So once we'd gone back as close as I wanted to on the sides, it was then a matter of getting the craft knife out, getting rid of most of the plastic, stripping it back as far as I could, and then once that was done, then it was a matter of getting the files out. Now, I have quite a lot of files, sanding sticks, etc. These are the Infinity ones, which are fantastic. We've got a few Expos, not as good, but do the job. We've also got a metal file as well for coursework, and we have the glass files. Now, these things go through plastic again like a knife through butter. These are fantastic. And then we have the standard little sanding sticks, which are ideal as well. And it's always nice to have a full array of sanding, because you know, they are needed for different parts, especially within scratch building. Different sanding sticks for different projects and jobs. So once everything had been scratched back, it was just a matter of tidying it all up, making it as neat as possible. And then what I wanted to do is just do some work on the front first of all. For those of you who follow my scratch work, you'll know that I jump about all over the place. I don't really plan anything. I just do what I feel I want to do first off. So here I was doing the spare track holder at the front. Very straightforward, sort of got me into it. So really, we've made a start. There's plenty more to come. But what I wanted to do on this video is just to introduce you to the project, to give you an idea of what we got coming up. But there's going to be one heck of a lot of scratch building to come, lots of extras. So really looking forward to the project. So in the meantime, just like to say a massive thank you to all of my subscribers, old and new. I really do appreciate all of your support, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. And in the meantime, happy modelling.